Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are jumping into the next scene of the broadcast animation tutorial. If you are new here, this is the channel that will show you animation tricks others won't. Don't forget to subscribe and drop a comment, like, so I know you guys are following along. Let's dive right in. So basically, this is where we've ended the animation based on the transition that we have right through the A, just over here. Let me just increase it right here. So we have the transition through the A to the next scene, and we had a placeholder that we've done in the compositing software After Effects. So from here, we're just going to continue from using some parts of this scene to continue with the next scene from the transition. So let's take a look at our reference that we got on Behance. It's looking based on the next scene. So I'll quickly open up this software called PureRef. It's a free software that you can get online. It's completely free, and I'll just drag the reference of the next scene right into the PureRef. Here we have it. Even if I'm working on the C4D interface, the PureRef stays on because you just have to toggle it from your settings. Yes, you go to the mode and you toggle the always on top, which is Ctrl+Shift+A. You toggle it on and you have your PureRef on the screen whilst you're working on other projects. Based on the reference we have, we just have to make use of our current scene. We need not to create anything from scratch. Yeah. So I'll quickly just do a copy of this project. So you do Ctrl+Shift+S to make a copy, and I'll make this one intro animation 2. Yes. So from here, you can quickly delete all the lights in your scene. You can quickly just delete your lights, things that you might not be using. So with the camera morph, I'll just go select the group and then get rid of it. And the middle section that we transited into as well, I can just take it off. Yeah, just like that. Yes, so we are left with the floor and the elements to composite the next scene. So from here, without getting confused as to how the color is looking, we can quickly go to options from here and toggle N and Q, which is the materials, to make it a default material. Yes, so from here we have a vivid look at the scene and know how we are going about it. So I'll quickly do Ctrl+S. I'll go to my right view. So before you do that, if you're wondering how I got to this view, you can just middle click on your mouse and you have it right here, the 4 views on the section. I'll quickly select the last object in the layer, scroll to the top, holding Shift, and I select the first one, and I do Alt+G to group them up, and I'll make this one floor down. That's fine. So have it as a group right here. So I'll quickly make a copy of this one as well, and I'll send it to the top. You hold Control, you click and you drag, and you have it at the top, and I'll make this one floor top. Exactly. So with the floor top selected, I'll grab my y-axis, grab the y-axis and send it to the top, and I will rotate. I'll just do my rotation about 180. Go back to my scene. It's too high based on the reference that we have. If you have a look at it, it's too high. So I'll basically go back to the right view and drop it around here. I think that's fine for now. That's fine. We can bring back the wireframe on the object so that we know how it's looking to give us that clear demarcation. You do N and D on the keyboard and you have your wireframe right there. So I'll just move right in. You can decide not to go directly as to how we have the reference with the box in the middle. We can tweak some few things as we move along. So I'll quickly drop my cube in the middle right there. Yes, I'll have my cube over here and I'll send it right to the top, and I will do scale, which is the letter T, and open it up, and I'll open it up on the x-axis. That's the scale. Open it a bit on the Z and the Y at the top, and I'll send it right directly to fit at the top. Let me just give you one tip right now. So if you find your object, let's say your object is way somewhere, let's say around there, and you just quickly want to bring it to a position that you want to place it there, you can just jump to your place, select the tool, press and hold, and it comes back to the place you want to put it. You press the object, you press and hold, and it starts moving along wherever you want to put it. So that's another tip right there. So I'll just do my Ctrl Z to get back to the original position. So I'll just move the top one to the floor as well. I'll come to my right view, scale it down a bit to the top again, and clone it up. Exactly. So we have the clone on the floor and on the top as well. We can do a simple bevel at the edge right here. So I'll just go to my object properties and I'll do the fillet. Let me make the fillet subdivision 4, 5. I think 5 is okay, not to just populate it up. And I can do the same 4, 5 to this one as well. So fillet 4 and do this one 5. Yes, that's fine. So based on the reference we have, we can try to go directly or be creative enough to, you know, bring your own ideas to life, right? In the animation of this particular one, they have one of the bosses unfolding to form the letter before it appears. So this is basically their logo. Yes, so you can put your logo right in the middle the way you want to animate it. This their logo, that's why they have it right over there animating. So we can have ours separately or differently depending on the way we want it. Yeah, what I can quickly do from here is to create another boss, make a clone of this one, just control and drag. There you have it, and scale it way down, increase on the y-axis and send it to the top right here. That's fine. Create a hole inside there so that I'll drop my logo or my shape from the top, or probably both from the top and the down. I will quickly select this guy and put them way to the top to have them at the same place. I'll select my first one and I'll do Shift and C and I type bow, and I will just hold my Alt and double click to add it right in and drag the top one also right in. Quickly, we have the space at the top and we can do the same to the down. I will clone the top one, which is this. I'll clone this one and I'll bring it down, send it way down to the bottom one as well. Shift C to do the bow and just hold your Alt to add it up again and drag this one right in. And we have the same thing from the top and from the down as well. We can give a different vibe as to how the animation should be revealed. What I would like to do is to quickly add the shapes right in the middle. With this one selected, I'll send it right to the top. Yes. What I'll do is I will try to create my own style right in the middle. I will take my channel as analysis channel, probably a political show. So I'll try to create something like a bar chart. I will have it a bit thinner right here, just like this, or probably let me just scale it up like this. I will make it a bit taller around here and I'll send it close to the edge like this. So what I will add from here, I think it's okay. The width on the Z axis, I'll just bring it a bit closer like this, and I'll add a cloner to give me that variation. I'll quickly do my Shift C to type cloner, holding Alt, and I'll just double click to add it up. I don't want it on the grid. Yeah, probably try to select the cloner, go to the grid section, which is the mode, and make it linear. Okay, by default it will be 50 on the Y axis, so I'll just take it to 0 and I'll push it on the X axis like this. I'll try to make it 4 bars over there, but with the 4 I need to decrease the size because all can fit in the box. Yes, and I will select the cloner again and bring the gaps in between a bit closer. The way it's looking, then I need to change it to the grid mode again, or probably open it up on the Z axis because I want to cover some parts of the box. I don't want to leave it too wide, empty like this. I'll just quickly turn off the cloner and open it up on the Z axis like this. I think that's fine. I'm kind of liking it. This is what we have so far. I will select the boss right that we use for the bow inside the big one, which is the base. I'll select that boss and I'll close it up on it so that it's not giving too much white space around my shape. I think that's okay for now. But what I can do again is to use a blend in the shape variation. Come to the cloner and do your shape variation from here. Yes, you can do your shape variation from here And another method, some people can just go to the shape that they've created, turn off the cloner and make a duplicate of it and bring the height way down like this. Bring back the cloner, okay? And with the cloner selected, you go to your clones and you make it what? Blend, okay? So from here, you have your shape blended. I'll just go back to my old one because I want it right the way it was. So go to the cloner and bring the shape like this. This is what we have so far. We can quickly add some animation bounces on it, but let's leave it like this for now. And to create some skirmishes around the shape, let's bring our rectangle, which is the rectangle spline, right on top. Change it to the X and Z, and I'll just open it up by the scale, right, and I'll send it to the top like this. Bring the scale down to fit exactly and make it editable. I'll just do my C to make it editable, and I'll scale it like this. You can select both if you don't want to be moving around to get to see how your shapes are looking, and you don't want to go through that stress. You can select both this guy and the spline that we just created and just solo it out from here. So we have both isolated in the scene so that you can work best around it. I'll be using two views, which is the right and the front. So we have it over here as well. I will just do this guy. I will scale it down on this axis just a bit above average and around here. If we go back to our normal mode, yeah, we have it fit exactly the way we want it, and we bring back the solo out to have the shape normal. I'll go and choose the circle spline, bring it on top on the y-axis, and on the Z, I'll show it up from here and I'll scale it down with the scale like this. Fine. And I'll make use of my sweep, Shift C, and you tap what? Sweep. And you just hold your Alt, double click, and add your editable rectangle spline as well. Swap it up. Yes. There we have it. You can select your circle right from here and you scale it way down to have the fill that you want it to look like. It's way looking big for me. I don't want it to look like this. It's looking too big for me. Just scale it way down. I think like this. Holding your control, you send it way down. You can go to the side view, which is the right, and you align it properly. And you can center your anchor point by going to the tools. You go to axis, center axis, you check the use all objects and the include children, and you just execute to center it right over there. So you get to gauge the alignment if it's all good. Yes, this is what we have so far. And you can do a few more at the edge like this. Click this one and make clone of it to the top. And I select only the rectangle and I'll scale it down and bring it right on top. Scale it down again to fit the edge of the shape that we have and scale it on the Z axis down like this. We have a stroke around the shape that we'll be animating. We leave the top empty. I think that will be fine. Will not populate the scene so much. Just have to be creative with whatever you're doing. I think this is looking good so far. Something real quick over here. The shape that we have at the back here, these shapes around covering around this region, we can do it in post-production. There's no worry of trying to create everything right here. We are good to go. We can quickly do some quick animations. Check my frame rate, and I would do that by Control D, and you have your frame rate right here. The FPS is 30. I'll quickly make it 24. Yeah, that's fine. And before you render or something, you have to make sure you change the frame rate in the render settings, the output on 24 as well. That's just a tip right there. With the bar selected, I'll quickly go to the effector and I will do randomize. I'll quickly just do Shift C, type random. I'll just press it up. Yeah. So by default, you have all the positions on 50 centimeters. Zero it out just like this. So let's toggle this one and see the effect. So the effect that we want is the up and down, and it's happening on the y-axis. Since we are going to be making use of the top and down, when we go way up, you can see that the shape is going above the level that you want it to go. We can go back to our cloner of this, select this one, and make the height a bit longer. So I'll bring my random back again. Negative 150 should be fine. And from there, I'll go to my effector. On the random, which is the mode, I'll change it to what? Noise. So if you quickly run a play, you can see our shape having animation without we toggling anything. You can change it from the noise to turbulence if you like, depending on the effect that you want. I change it back to my noise. If it's too rapid for you, you can change the animation speed from here. Let me make this 80. Yes, this is not bad. It looks a bit slower, so I'll quickly change it back to the 100. Yeah, that's fine. With what we've created so far, I can add some few things to it by going back to the clone, selecting the clone, and I will go to the effector and add the plane right here. Just add it up. By default, the position Y will be on 100, so this one you make it 0. And what we do is we'll change the rotation. You make sure you check your rotation. This is what I want to do, and I'll go to the plane and I'll go to the field and I'll add a linear field. And from there, we'll send the linear field to the top. So we send it to the top right here, and I'll open it up like this. With the plane selected, I'll go to the effector, go to the parameter, and I'll send the position Y to the ground like this. Yes, when I have my linear passing through, I'll have my shape animated whilst the random is doing its job. I'll just quickly click on the stopwatch, which is the coordinates. I go to the X. Let me turn on my auto key right here. Make sure you lock the animation on the X. You move in frame about 40 and you reveal your shape right here. Play full of it. How it should be. So you can even make it more lively by adding a delay, so that the moment the linear moves like this, then it has bouncy effect on it. Right in the cloner, the effector back, and I will just do my shift C and type delay. So I'll just double click to add it up from there. So in the delay, I'll check off rotation and the position. Go to the effector and make it spring. So we want to add that spring vibe. I'll push this one, the strength 80, and I will have a feel of how it should look. Yes, this is what we have. Yeah, that's fine. I love it. So we can quickly set up our camera movement. But before that, let's not forget to animate this guy. The sweep that we've added right here, that one too. Around the beginning, on the 0 frame, you can probably start by 1. The growth can go around this edge. I don't know where I'll set up my camera movement from. We can do that one after setting up the camera. Yes, that's fine for now. So let's quickly have a look at the reference and see how it's looking. So we have the reference and it moves right here like this. The movement happens from around this region. So we saw the edge of the shape in the middle, and it goes close around this edge before it moves back. It's like an arc movement. Okay, we can use few things to achieve this result. You can use the spline to make the camera move along the spline, or we can use the ultimate animation trick, which is the camera morph, to achieve this result as well. And for me, I can use a crane camera that can actually do the job for me as well. What I'll quickly do is to go here and select the crane camera. I'll quickly drag it way back, and I'll go to the tag, and on the head, I will make sure the target is the crane. Yes, that's how we want it to look like. And I'll send the target to the middle section right here, and I'll zero these guys out, and I'll make this guy 0. Make all these guys 0. I will zero them out. Yes, to get the feel that I want. So I'll go to the camera itself. I'll go to the crane camera. So this is what we can see in the crane camera currently. So the material back to normal. Let me go back to this view to see exactly how the camera is looking. On the left arm, you drag it way back to see how your animation is looking. So this is the length. Yes. And you can pitch top and down. And the heading can pan left and right. We can pitch top and down as well. And the heading can move around like this. So with the crane camera, you have a full control over your scene. Like, it's overwhelming. Okay, basically, if we have to use the morph camera, you have to add a lot of cameras in the scene to play around with it, tilt this guy, tilt that guy, to see how it fits perfectly. But over here, you have all the controls right in the crane. It works perfectly like how the crane works in real life. Like, Charlie, it's just so amazing. All right, so this one big trick that I've been using in most of my broadcast animation. Yes, and it's way cool. Yeah, I'll just quickly have a look at the reference that we got on Behance to see how it's looking. So boom, right through the transition, we have it moving from this angle, goes around it a bit and does back. Yeah, it moves back and it reveals the logo. So let's go back to the crane. Yes, so this is what we have, the bar showing now this angle. So with the tag selected, I'll change my heading around this edge, right? And I'll select my camera, I'll go to composition and I'll toggle the grid. Yes, to see how I'm framing the camera in the scene. And I'll toggle the golden section, and I'll toggle the crosshair to have a vivid framing of the scene. I'll go back to my tag, and with the length, I will go back on the first frame like this, and on the heading, I will tilt like this. Yes, and I will lock the animation on the heading, drag and select, and lock the animation on probably everything that I'll be using. Yes, so we have the first frame starting from here. We move close about 50, and I will send my camera close to the shape, and I will use the heading to go around like this. Yes, and around, let me make the whole timeline 100, and on 100, then it dollies back. I'll go back and I'll do the length back like this. Play the animation and see how it's looking. Exactly, but it feels like it came to stop and it moves back. So with that movement, you can send the heading back like this so that it feels like it doesn't just stop like that, it moves. Yes, it doesn't just stop and goes back. So we can do more on the heading so that it goes around it a bit like this before it pulls back. Yes, that's fine. So back to the first frame, you can do the shortcut Shift F to go to the first frame. So I'll just create something not to look regular. I'll just go back quickly to the tag, and we have the baking, which is the tilting left and right. So I'll go a bit like this. In the outro, I'll make it a negative value, like 18. 18 is too much. I'll make it -10. Yes, that's fine. Go back to the first frame, play and see the feel of it. Yeah. Yes, this is giving the way I want it to look. It feels tilted much on the first one, so I'll just go 5. I'll feel the movement on it and see how it's looking. Yes, exactly. This shape that we create with the hollow at the top, I can quickly go to the bottom one, drag it way down like this. Yes, go to my first frame and make sure that the coordinates Y is keyed, and before the shape goes to the top, so I'll bring back the key around frame 12, about going to the top like this. Let me make it 30, and I'll send the shape to the top, bring it back about 5. Yeah, so before it goes in, let's target around before it enters like this. Yes, so I'll just select both keys, drag, select, bring it down like this. Yeah, so it feels like the moving bars are the ones that, you know, force the shape to move right on top. Yeah, that's the feel I want to give to my animation. what I can quickly do before I forget is to, animate the sweep. Quickly, this one selected, I will just go to the first frame and send the growth on the object properties. I'll send it way back like this, key in around this, then it goes back to fill up exactly. Do the same. I think this is very, very cool. With this guy, I will send you to the top here, so it feels like you came from the top. I'll go to the first frame like this. About this one revealing like this, I will have the growth on 0. About 60, I'll send it back to 100, and I'll do the same on the Y. I'll go to the first one, the first keyframe, and I'll lock it on the Y. Go to the 60, and I'll bring it to sit right on top. Yes, we have both the growth and it's coming down almost the same. I'll send a keyframe back so that it doesn't just happen rapid. About 70 like this. Yeah, that's very, very, very cool. Yeah, so with this one, I'll do the opposite of the growth. I'll go over here, this direction. I'll do it from the start, keyed first frame on 0, moving time about 60, and bring it back to normal. Let's do a quick play and see how it's looking. Yeah, that's fantastic. We got our job done right on this particular scene. Let me quickly just take off some of the few things and do a play blast. That's a preview and see how it's looking. So quickly go back to the camera, go to the composition, and check off everything that we've created. And I will go to my linear and turn off the visibility in the viewport. I'll turn it off, and I'll do a quick play blast to see how it's looking. So long press on this one, you come to make a preview, change the preview to 1920, and the frame rate, make sure it's on 24. Hit on the execute to calculating right here on the preview. When it's done, you should have it right here. And this is looking very, very, very amazing. Guys, in the next one, we are going to focus on the lighting, texturing. We've done basically the texturing on this one. Do some few texturing to the middle section around here and light it up. We're going to drop the one we've already done, the first scene, into the pure ref and do color matching. Every scene you do, you need to do color matching for the first, second, third, subsequent ones to look the same. The color balance has to look the same. If not, it will feel like different montages that you've brought together. Alright, that was it for today's tutorial. If you found it helpful, don't forget to give a thumbs up and drop a comment below. And hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on a future content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.